Imagine standing face to face with the world's most elite soldiers, the Royal Guards of Britain. Silent, stoic, and unflinching, they stand watch over some of the most important symbols of power in the world. But what happens when you decide to mess with them? Spoiler alert, you'll regret it. In this video, we'll show you 10 brave, or should we say foolish, people who dared to mess with the Royal Guard, and what happened when they did. Trust me, this isn't a sight you want to miss before we dive in. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss out on more unbelievable moments like this. Now let's get started. 1. The bold tourist who tried to block their path. The Royal Guards are known for their stillness and unwavering discipline. But one tourist thought they could break the silence by standing directly in the guard's path during a ceremony at Buckingham Palace. This wasn't just any tourist. It was a dare, a challenge to see if they could provoke the guard into moving. But the result? The guard didn't budge. Instead, they calmly continued their march forward, nearly pushing the tourist out of the way with the sheer force of their movement. The tourist quickly realized that the Royal Guard doesn't just guard the palace, they guard their space. The lesson here: never challenge a guard's authority, especially when it's backed by centuries of tradition. The guy who tried to make the guard smile. We've all seen the memes about trying to make the Royal Guard smile. They're famous for their stoic expressions and unflappable composure. But one person thought they could change that. Armed with a camera and a devilish grin, this guy attempted to get the guard to crack a smile by making faces at him. However, the guard wasn't having it. Not only did he refuse to smile, but he also gave the man a sharp reprimand that sent him running for the hills. It's one of the oldest tricks in the book, but clearly, this guy didn't understand. The Royal Guard is a professional, and they take their job seriously, no matter how many people try to test them. 3. The kid who tried to steal a guard's hat. You've probably seen the funny clips of people trying to sneak up behind the guards to snatch their bearskin hats. Well, one kid decided to give it a try at the Tower of London. At first, it seemed like the perfect prank, until the guard's reaction made it clear this was no laughing matter. Before the kid could even get within arm's reach, the guard snapped into action, stepping forward in one swift motion to block the hat snatcher. The kid quickly learned that the Royal Guard's discipline doesn't just apply to their posture. It extends to protecting their gear at all costs. 4. The man who tried to push the guard off their post. One man, emboldened by alcohol and the desire to test the limits, decided to physically push the Royal Guard out of his position. He thought it would be funny, maybe even dramatic. But what he didn't expect was the unflinching response from the guard. With a quick pivot and a firm step, the Royal Guard pushed back with such precision that the man almost stumbled. It was a clear display of military training, as the guard didn't even break stride. The man, now embarrassed, had no choice but to back away. 5. The tourist who mimicked the guard's movements. Imitating the Royal Guard's movement seems harmless enough. But one tourist, perhaps trying to show off, took it a bit too far. He began to copy the guard's every move, marching in time with the guard, swinging his arms like a soldier, even trying to mimic the exact pace. The guard, however, wasn't amused. He halted his march, turned to face the tourist, and stared him down. The message was clear: you're not a part of this. Stop trying to steal my spotlight. 6. The woman who tried to take a selfie with the guard. Selfies are the craze of our times, and many tourists feel the need to capture everything, even their encounters with the Royal Guard. But one woman took it too far by walking directly up to the guard, posing as if they were a part of her photo op. What she didn't realize was that getting too close to a Royal Guard, especially during ceremonial duty, is a serious breach of etiquette. The guard immediately took a step back, signaling for her to move away. The woman's attempt to get the perfect shot turned into an awkward standoff. The message was clear: there's no room for selfies when duty calls. 7. The guy who tried to step into the guard's post. Imagine this scenario. You're standing at attention, guarding one of the most famous monuments in the world, and someone walks right up and tries to stand exactly where you are on your sacred ground. That's exactly what one individual attempted to do, stepping into the Royal Guard's post. The guard didn't respond with violence, but with a sharp command to back off. And when the person didn't, the guard simply stepped forward, forcing the intruder to retreat quickly. It's a reminder that the Royal Guard space is sacred, and anyone who encroaches on it will quickly learn the consequences. 8. The drunk guy who tried to fight the guard. Drunken antics are never a good idea, especially when you're dealing with someone trained to stand their ground in the face of danger. One night, a particularly inebriated man approached a royal guard and started mocking him, even challenging him to a fight. What followed was a classic example of restraint and professionalism. The guard calmly turned his back, walked away, and signaled for help. But before the situation could escalate further, security intervened. The drunk man was quickly escorted out of the area, much to his dismay. 9. The teenager who tried to push the guard's gun. In another outrageous display, a teenager, believing that the royal guard would simply ignore him, decided to get a little too close and even attempted to touch the guard's weapon. The guard instantly responded by stepping back and pointing his weapon downward, giving the teen a direct warning. The teenager, realizing how serious the situation was, fled immediately. While the incident wasn't violent, it clearly showed the importance of respecting boundaries when dealing with such highly trained individuals. 10. The person who tried to distract the guard with noise. Lastly, one person thought they could break the guard's focus by making loud noises and acting obnoxiously in front of him. This person blew whistles, shouted, and even clapped their hands in front of the guard's face. The guard, of course, remained utterly unfazed. But what followed was a stern reprimand from other security personnel, who made it clear that any attempt to distract a royal guard was not only disrespectful, but could lead to serious consequences. The lesson: the royal guard's focus is unbreakable. No amount of noise will get a rise out of them. So, what can we learn from these encounters? The royal guard isn't just about standing still in ceremonial uniforms. They're highly trained soldiers who have mastered the art of discipline, focus, and control. Messing with them may seem fun in the moment, but it's a sure way to get a stern reminder of their authority, and most likely, a few embarrassed moments to remember for the rest of your life. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed these wild moments with the Royal Guard, make sure to give us a thumbs up, share this video with your friends, and hit that subscribe button for more epic content. Stay tuned for more unbelievable stories, and remember, never mess with the Royal Guard.